Hi everyone. Very happy to share with you as a blockchain professional. I'll give you a part of our industry, which is tokenization, and also its business practices in sustainability, how we can make contributions. So let's start with the tokenization. What is the tokenization? So tokenization basically is a process um, transform the physical asset to a digital format asset, which is token that will be stored on the blockchain ledger for further usage. So these digital form of token, they can be tradable, they can be used for transaction, or they can just be custody. On a high level process, we start from select the physical asset or the asset that we want to tokenize. They can be hours, fiat currency, commodities, etc. The second is the selection of token standard, whether it's a fungible or non-fungible one. And the third, then we select the infrastructure layer, which is blockchain, whether we want to use any kind of network there or layer one there. Then we will have to come back to the real world to do the off-chain verification to verify whether this digital form of asset exists in the real world, followed by the issuance of digital asset, the tokens that were minted and then distributed to the users for further usage. Many people think there are several advantages of tokenization, starting from the efficiency, because everything is on the digital way, so for transaction, for the issuance, so there can be more efficient settlement and transactions. Second is the scalability. So on the blockchain ledger, there will be more than just the digital asset. There can be smart contract. They can provide the programmability in different scenarios, and like the trading, like automated trading or streamlined work process, etc. The third is the on the DOT or the centralized ledger, or we will say here is blockchain ledger and networks. It can provide the real-time visibility to give more transparency of transactions. And also for the blockchain ledger, there are many blockchain ledger or blockchain networks. There are opportunities to integrate with each other and in the digital ways for more usage, for more scalability. And the last one I think is more relevant to accessibility is the reduced paperwork. So when we do the transaction of the digital tokens on the blockchain, we actually reduce the waste or resource needed in the real world if we want to do the same transaction for the physical asset. So actually, in the the whole workflow, the waste and the resources needed is reduced. So as of November 2025, there are over $35.96 billion worth of on-chain RWA asset. As you can see in the graph, the stablecoin dominate this RWA market. But despite the dominance of stablecoins, the rest of RWA assets grew fast in the most recent years. Here are some typical types of tokenized assets that I want to share with you. First, of course, the most nominal one, stablecoin, and also there are CBDCs that they talk. Both of them want to have a stable value so that they can be used as a medium for transactions for the public. The stablecoin are one most used category of stablecoin is backed by the reserve, like backed by the fiat currency or the kinds of funds. Otherwise, the CBDC is backed by the government. For example, the State Bank of Pakistan reportedly confirmed the trial phase of CBDC, along with many other jurisdictions, like EU want to have their digital euro, like Hong Kong, the EU Hong Kong dollars. And here, actually, there are already some CBDs already be issued, like the cent dollar. The second category is tokenized bond or stocks. They are the digital version of bond and stocks on the blockchain, but they can also be digital native, which means they can be issued at the first place on the blockchain ledger, then for the transactions. An example of it, KfW issued its first high-volume benchmark bond, a 4 billion euro worth of bond on Deutsche Börse's D7 platform in 2024. This year, we can see like tokenized stocks like X stocks and many other stocks. They can be tradable on the centralized exchange or decentralized exchange. But that can be a very area that's going very fast. Also, there are other kinds of other A's like tokenized gold, like tokenized hours, like tokenized real estate. They are typically in forms of NFT, which means two different tokens has different representative of value. And they can also be traded partially. That means maybe I can trade this hour only 30% of it as an NFT. There are many companies like Zumba that are doing this. So that's the first aspect that I want to share with you is that when we do the tokenization, we transform the physical asset to the digital form of asset. When we do the transaction or issuance, we can actually reduce the resource or the waste that we need to put into the workflow. But actually, there are second aspect of how tokenization can contribute to the sustainability that they can actually directly involved into ESG related financial products. Like what we see here, the Hong Kong issued its first, second, and third digital green bond in 3 consecutive years from 2023 to 2025, and the scale is growing from 800 million Hong Kong dollars to this year 10 billion Hong Kong dollars. The issuance is powered by HSBC Orient, a DOT used for digital bond issuance, gold tokenization, also digital asset custody. So this digital green bond, instead of being being tokenized from a physical one, it's a digital native bond. And in this workflow, when the corporate investors invest in this digital green bond, the fund will come into the transaction will be made on the blockchain ledger, and then this fund will be borrowed by the green projects and developers. They will borrow the money from the green bond, so this digital green bond can really support the growth of the green project. There's another case where the Northern Trust launched a carbon ecosystem for the digital carbon credit transactions with its first live transaction in 2024. It's powered by its in-house digital asset platform, Matrix Zenith. So this platform can support the growing interest in the voluntary carbon market and provide a digital lifecycle management capability with transparency, accessibility, and efficiency. In this platform, project developers and investors, most of them corporate investors, can connect with each other, explore collaborative opportunities, and make transactions, then retire the voluntary carbon credits. So tokenized carbon credit, when we see in the long term, if it have a great growth, this kind of tokenized digital carbon credit market will become very important for this kind of market, for the efficiency of transaction, for the standardization of transactions, and to verify the carbon credit they invest in. And also make it easier for the corporations to build a portfolio and realize the full value of carbon credit. To conclude, here I want to share with you is that the tokenization and blockchain technology are more than issuing a digital currency for hype or for investment. Instead, they actually provide infrastructure for the digital economy or the blockchain economy. Tokenization can contribute to the sustainability in two ways. One is to reduce the paperwork and waste when we do the issuance or transactions, or directly involved in ESG related asset to make it with more liquidity and more opportunities for the investors. We're at the stage of building infrastructures and standards right now. The mass adoption should target 5 to 10 more years in the very long term. But if we believe this kind of goal is a long-term goal, it's very important. I think it's very important we put a very solid infrastructure and the foundation now. That will need the cross-border collaboration because there are many challenges we need to solve before the mass adoption, including coordination, network interoperability, also the global governance of this digital asset. Here I share with you some links of my posts on the media and also the way you can connect with me on LinkedIn or via email. Today I want to invite all of you who are interested in the blockchain or in the digital economy to join me in this blockchain industry. If you have any question or need any support, feel free to connect with me. Thanks, everyone.